Hello and welcome to the Real Quick Live here. I'm trying to get set up. I'm really doing this to test out this microphone today and to go over the Holtzman's Bushcraft or Holtzman's Gorilla Survival Bushcraft knife. And as people come on here, I'm just going to continue to keep on talking. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a blessed Sunday. We might have a little bit of traffic. There's a lot of people on the road through the woods over here, so you might see a bunch of these or hear a bunch of cars. I'm wanting to test out this new microphone to see if it cuts out on some of the background noise, and hopefully it does. I've had a lot of complaints about the background noise. If you're texting me right now, I'm sorry, it's a little too far away. I can't see what you're saying, so I'll hit up all the comments a little bit later. But anyway, this knife is almost 12 inches long. It's pretty thick. It's got a full tang blade. It's made of high carbon steel. It's the Holtzman's Gorilla Survival Knife. This is the Bushcraft series. It comes in a kit. It comes with a Kydex knife sheath, and with a little leather strap there. The only thing, there's two things with this knife so far that I found that I really, where it attaches to your belt here has a clip. All right, I don't like that because if something happens, this clip can break and your holster or your sheath for your knife is completely useless. So, but I mean, it's pretty neat. You can slap it onto your belt if you need to, but if it was to get hung up on something, I feel like that plastic can break. But other than that, the sheath for the knife is a pretty cool sheath. I mean, it's form fitted for this particular knife. This looks like it's like a mass production type model, but it's got a flat grind on it, and it feels pretty good in the hand. Now, the other situation that I'm going to get to that we're going to work with today while we're doing the live is the 90-degree spine on the back of this knife. Now, it comes with a ferro rod and it comes with a striker for a ferro rod, but I typically don't use the striker with the ferro rods. I usually use my high carbon steel knife. Now, if you're going to take your high carbon steel knife, it has to have a sharp 90-degree spine on the back side of your knife in order to throw sparks. Now, this thing, it's throwing some sparks. Don't worry, the ground is saturated. It's been raining every day and nothing's going to catch on fire. But anyway, it does not have a very sharp spine. So we're going to fix that live on YouTube's today. All right, so what I did is I got a file. We're going to knock this puppy down into the ground. I got us a file, and we're going to make this edge pretty sharp here, and we're just going to grind that thing down. And you can keep your knife nice and clean in the field. You don't have to have the powder coating on the blades. The powder coating on your knife blade, typically, yeah, it keeps it pretty for X amount of years or however long you want, but the powder coating typically it hinders you from starting fires with your ferro rod or stuff like that, scraping like fire tinder off the sticks and stuff. Thank you for the video. Where is the knife made, if you don't mind me asking? All right, now we'll get to that right there. But let's continue doing this. We're going to make this spine pretty sharp right here where you strike the ferro rod. And it's getting a little better, but it's still got a rolled edge on there. Now I'm going to do this with, first of all, can everybody hear me pretty good? Is the sound quality a little better? Am I being drowned out by the cicadas and stuff? Let me know. All right, but anyway, it's starting to get a little sharper on that one side. Now, let's see if we can pull the ferro rod on here. Oh, yeah. All right. So now we have effectively made a good 90-degree spine on the back side of this knife here. All right. And that is typically for, oops, wrong way. That is typically for using your ferro rod or for scraping a stick or something, trying to get fine shavings off of a dry stick or a piece of fat wood or something like that. Even using a tube sock or some kind of a cotton or wool sock and trying to scrape some fire tinder off of it, and or your pants or something of the sort. All right, we're getting a little bit better here. Now this will probably be the only modification I do to this knife blade, but a high carbon steel knife is, we got some good shavings off there. A high carbon steel knife is easy enough to maintain in the field by just wiping it down and slapping a little bit of oil or something like that on there. Okay. Now we're throwing some sparks. Now we have a sharp 90-degree spine on this knife. Okay. This knife is 1095 hard carbon steel. It's the Gorilla Survival. I believe the actual knife itself is made in China. This is a production model. This is not a handcrafted or hand forged knife. When Holtzman asked me if I'd be willing to take a look at it, I said, send it this way. I've used it a lot for splitting some wood. I've used it a lot around the camp here for some other videos and stuff. And the only thing I found was that the 90-degree spine wasn't sharp enough for the ferro rod. Okay. Now I've sharpened that up. Now we're throwing some good globs of ferrocerium off of that knife, and we should be able to start a decent fire now. The knife itself, the blade is about 6.29 inches long. If I believe, when I looked up all the information, it's 6.29 inches long, or yeah, 6.29. And then the whole thing is 11.3 something from tip to butt. And it has a little spot there. If you'd like to put a lanyard in there, you can make you a lanyard and put on here. It comes with a lanyard. I chose not to put it on there. I'm going to get a leather strap for it. But actually, the knife is pretty handy. And believe it or not, they're right now you can get this knife on their website or on Amazon for like 50 or 60 bucks. So if you were looking for an economical, pretty decent knife for the price, then the Holtzman's Gorilla Survival is pretty good idea. It comes with a striker and a ferro rod. Let's see if we can get the striker work. It works pretty good. The striker's not throwing as many globs of ferrocerium off as what we just did with the file. And then it comes with the Kydex sheath. Okay, now the Kydex sheath, I like that. It's form fitted for this knife, and it's got a little strap right there that just straps on. The only thing I don't like is where it hooks to your belt. It's got a clip there. I don't care for that clip too well, because it might break off. It comes with the tool to take it off and put it on, all that good stuff, but you can probably adjust it. I'm not worried about that though. But anyway, it comes with the nice little holders here where you can just put everything in its little place, and your knife is all nice and tidy in there. So if you're looking for a beginner's knife, basically a beginner survival knife, before you start getting into the very expensive handmade stuff, then I do recommend this. I recommend the Moore Knife Garberg. That's the one I've used for years. They're economical, but this knife is high carbon steel. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a high carbon steel knife where you can use with your ferro rod to start a fire. And you're looking for economicability. Is that even a word? But you were looking for something economical, something that's going to give you more bang for the buck. And me being as rough on my knife as I am, I would rather buy several of the cheaper type bushcraft knives and put them through their paces, find out which one works for me, and then if it's economical, then go for it. But anyway, let me give you a close-up of what this knife looks like. All right, and let me back up there. There you go. It's got some decent scales on there. They're very weighted. You can change them out. Apparently, they make interchangeable scales. As you can see right there is 1095 high carbon steel. All right. And what we just did is I filed this edge down to where it makes a sharp 90-degree spine right there. So now it's pretty cool. It's got the little yellow in there. That way, I guess it's more visible if you set it down somewhere. It feels real good in your hand, and it actually, the whole hand fits on the handle, on the scales. And I like it because it does not have the ridges here. A lot of your new survival knives, let's see if I can get down here. A lot of your survival knives are now putting these little ridges right here. And to me, that's useless other than like for thumb grip. But most of the time I just rub a blister on my thumb with those grips there. And you can't start a fire with the grip. You have to come out here closer to this end to start a fire. And then you don't have the control with your ferro rod to start your fire. So, but anyway, that is it. That's the Holtzman's Gorilla Survival Knife. And it's about $58–60 for an economical knife. It is a factory knife. It is made in China, but you can go ahead and have that puppy sent to your house, and you can practice all your bushcraft stuff and then work yourself up to a more custom built knife. All right, unless you want to just go ahead and drop all the money on a custom built knife first. And then, but I like to use these first and find out what I can do with it before I get my custom knives. So, and then here is your Kydex sheath right there. All right, well, let me look at these comments real quick. Let's see. And nobody commented. All right, well, anyway, I appreciate every one of you. I thank you. Let's turn this up a little bit. There we go. I thank you so much for joining me today for a real quick live session on here. And I was doing a couple of things here. I was testing out the knife, testing out the microphone, and really testing out the new Wi-Fi connection that I had strung out here. Tuesday night, I have a live session on Pinterest. We're going to start a live fire. We're going to go over the definitions of fire, how to start it, give you a couple of different ways to start a fire. And this is geared towards the beginner that's never started a fire in the woods before. So for all you seasoned pros, don't be making fun of me too much. All right, y'all, yo, peace, brother. I'm glad I finally caught you live. Well, thank you. I'm glad I got to see you. Thank you so much. I try to keep them short and sweet because once you get done with the live, they convert it into a regular video, and I get a lot of views on it that way through the regular videos. And so I try to keep it short and sweet where people don't bail out. All right. So if the sound quality was good, leave a comment. Once it gets posted, let me know what you think. I'm going to go back and rewatch this so I can see what it sounds like. Testing out this new microphone. It's about 90-something degrees out here in the woods today. I'm sweating to death. And so I got to change shirts and then do a live on TikTok. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for stopping by and checking out what I had to talk about. I can't wait to see you next time. God bless you.